In this lesson, we will explore for some of the process management and killing of the process with installation of some of the new tools that will also assist in weaving of the interactive mode and the dynamic mode of the processes and all of the tasks running beneath the Kali Linux. So let's start at first the PS tool, and then we will go to process ID and finding all the processes that are running and having the process ID number for a particular process running under the Kali Linux. So let's start for the first one, that is the PS. This is the process that says what are the processes running onto this system and inside this system in the background. In order to kill some of the applications and some of the background jobs, background tasks, you need to know the process ID for killing and stopping that process. So PS have the more extended commands. So let's see first man page for the PS, and here we can see that report a snapshot of the current processes that displays information about a selection of active processes, and the extended way, or you can say the dynamic view of the same processes, can also be seen using the top command. That is also the best way to view and find all of the informations such as process ID, user, and the path of the application that are running in the same format, same interactive interpreter here. So in short, we can see this have the command that is the AUX or the AXU in any order we can see here. So this command we can use, both of the commands can be used at once, and not exactly at the once, because both commands have the same output according to the Unix, and it distincts from the Unix standards that is running over the other Linux kernels or the Unix kernels. So in order to see every processes, let's type the command. Let me quit it first. So the PS and the AUX. Now we can see every command here. Let me extend it a bit, and we can now see all of the processes. Here we can see the current user, that is the Kali, and here we can see the root user, and all these are running with the root privilege and the current user, that is the Kali Linux or the Kali username privilege, and all that says who is the owner for that particular task that is running inside this system. Alright, so this is for the process viewer. We can see this is the process ID here, and going to top we can see all of this in an interactive way using the other commands, but not this one. So this is the process ID. Here we can see this is user, CPU management, and the CPU consumed by that application. Here is the memory, that is the RAM inside, the statistics and the start time with the timestamp as well, and the command to run that command and execute that application exactly. So this is for the process viewer in an extended way, but that process and command, that is the PS and AUX, is not sufficient for viewing and having much more deep informations about the tasks and the background jobs running inside any Linux system, and hence we have another command. So the another command is the top command. Simply type the top and you will see the dynamic view of the same processes that are running inside this system. Here we can see the process ID, user, PR, NI, and many informations according to the system architecture. As this is running on the virtual box, it will have some of the informations that the system memory or the Linux kernel will provide the information in an extended way. As you can see, this is dynamic view, meaning that it is updating over time. And we can also see at the same time the CPU consumed and the memory consumed. Now, as we know the process ID here, we can now kill any tasks, or we can also find the process ID of any application that is running here. Let me find some of the informations, like here it is, and if you know the process ID of that particular application, then you can kill it in simple way. So let me quit this first, and here is the application that we want to find the process ID for that. As we already know, here is the process ID for that same, but there is another command that will find in a simple way. You don't need to use the top command or the ps command to know the exact ID, process ID of a particular application and the user privilege. Command is PID of, meaning that the process ID of the application, that is the net ns, and as you can see, this is the process ID 21. Here we can also see the same process ID is 21. So this way, if you know that the particular application is running inside the system, you can find the process ID of that application and kill it using the kill command. We will see that kill command later in this lesson. Alright, let me clear this first. This is for the top command that have the dynamic view of all the processes running on. But there are more commands, more tools, interactive tools that says everything about the system informations running on and the kernel messages as well. So from now I am going to use the two command, that is the atop and the htop. So in order to install that, we need to type apt install. Before doing so, we need to type the sudo command and apt, that is the apt install, and the name of the application that we are going to install. So first atop, and this way it will be installed. As I have already installed, so this is saying that the already newest version available in this system. Now let's start with the atop. So the command is simple, atop, and now we can see all of the informations, almost every information is shown and displayed over the screen in a much efficient and much readable way. So you can find almost every information on the screen. There are shortcuts as well that we need to find out using the help command. So using some of the informations, we will see like using any keys. Let me quit this first. Using any keys, you will see the system and the process activity since boot, and pressing any key you will use and show information that is different from that. Now coming to the informations that we are also interested in, the CPU and the memory that will show with the size and the CPU that have been consumed by the particular applications. This have also the another commands or the extended way commands. So let me see first the main page, and here we can see there are many syntax that we can use along with the atop command that will extend the features, or simply say extend the way a user can view all of the processes and the programs running behind the scene. So the main command is the atop with some of the switches. We can see interactive uses, and the going on to the bottom we can see the examples. And there are a lot more informations that it provides using the manual pages here. Alright, so let's skip it and quit this first and start once again the atop. And as we can see, there are less informations once we use the atop command. That is the basically interactive monitor view or the load onto the Linux system. So once the load will be lesser on the system, there will be less applications running on. As you can see, there are many commands and the many options available here, many informations available actually, and we can see the CPU uses and the commands as well, and we can see the load on the CPU using here. This is the CPU 1 and CPU 2, CPU 3, and the percentage wise. We can also see the idle percentage here. Alright, so the bottom line of this tool and this command we are using in an interactive way is to view the load onto the Linux system. and the processes with the process ID with the extended user ID. We can almost see every information such as memory, swap memory, CPU, and the percentage and the free memory that is available here. We can also see who is running this operating system and the shared memory as well with the idle percentage. So in order to get that information almost every manner, you need to have the understanding of the all of the switches and the syntax of this tool, this command. But this tool is used by the administrators who want to see the load on the system, or in another case you can also use this if you are having trouble onto your system. Let me quit this first to move and jump to the next command, that is the stop. We can also install that using the same way as we install the atop. So let me clear it all. Coming to the stop. Stop is the interactive process viewer. Let's type it, and here we are. We can also see the memory and the swap memory with the CPU. First two are the CPU having the percentage, and the memory, that is the RAM inside here. Almost 3 gigabytes of RAM has been allocated for this Kali Linux into this Kali Linux running as on the virtual box, and we can see the uptime that is running, load average tasks that are running, and almost every information that we already saw in the first 2 to 3 commands, like the PS and the top, we can also see everywhere. We can kill that using the command here. As we can see here on the bottom of this tool, there are many options. Using the if, that is the function command, we can use the kill command as well. So the F9 is to kill that. So in order to kill, if I want to kill some of the like the stop, so this is the tool that is running at the same time and displaying almost every information that is meant for it. So now suppose if I want to kill that, what I will do is I will simply use the F9 function command. As you can see, this is asking for the confirmations like the enter to send and escape to cancel. I will use enter, and it is closed. Although this was for the stop to kill that, we can kill every applications, every services that is running in the systems. Just click it here and use the F9 command and confirm that using the enter command. This is actually the interactive process viewer, and this is the best way that I like it about the most. And you will also like it because killing it the task and finding the process ID will sometimes be hectic, but using the stop command we can quickly find it and quickly kill that. So that's all for this process management and process viewer interactive way, interactive monitor on the system load. Let's quit it and now move to the next one, that is the kill command. If you know the process ID of the any applications, you can use the kill command this way. Let me clear it, and kill command with the process ID, and it will be killed. So let's see the process first, and in case if I want to kill the top or some of the other, let me find it first. Alright, so let me open up the mousepad. Alright, so now it is opened. We can see here untitled mousepad, and let me resize it. Alright, so here we are. Now let me split this horizontally, otherwise it will kill that. If I am just going to Control C, it will be killing the mousepad and it will be killed. So I'm going to use the process ID viewer. So the PID of mousepad, we can now see the process ID of the mousepad. So simply use the command kill 31509, and as soon as you hit the enter it will be killed and the process will be terminated. Still, all of these commands have the extended syntax and the switches. Like using the man page or the help file, we can see every information. So going to this way and clear this. Now extend it. We can now see almost every switches are syntax are available, and we can use in conjunction with other commands and in some circumstances. So that is the best way to use the stop command that says and represents everything in the interactive way to kill the command and see every information that you are intended to get from the system and for your need. So in order to learn every single command, every single tool, interactive tool here, you need to have the knowledge of the switches or the syntax, you can say in simple word. And here are the syntax, that is the kill and the L11. That sends the signal of the number 11. And actually translate the number 11, not the sense. And here we can see the kill all processes you can kill. Using this command, we can kill that too. Alright, so let me quit it first. Alright, so now we are at the last command of the process viewer. That is not the best, but for the information to display in a tree view, we can also use the command that is the ps tree. And the every processes that are listed here in a tree view, something similar to the interactive way, not the interactive, but in order to isolate the branches and the sub branches, we can see and use the ps tree command. This ps tree command is not by default installed in the Kali Linux. You need to install using the apt-get or apt command with the sudo command. So this tree view is also inside the Windows, that is simple tree, and inside the Linux, that is the ps tree, that is the process tree view. So install it, apt install using the sudo command first, as we are with the non-root user. Sudo apt install ps tree and hit enter. That's all. In this lesson, we have covered almost every process management and the process viewer, interactive and the static and the tree view with the interactive monitor load on the system and interactive view on the system. Now we can know every processes in detail and kill that too, because in some of the situations you will also require to kill a particular application in case of not responding, and the system will be freezing at that time due to that application. So in order to move ahead, you need to kill that applications using the kill command, because that may be putting load onto your system. So we can see the load using the atop command and kill using the kill command or the interactive process viewer stop command. See you in the next lessons. Thank you.